afternoon, and a very good afternoon to you on this lovely Tuesday here in Manchester. I say lovely, a little bit of grey clouds in the sky, but nothing too drastic. And after a very weird and wonderful weekend, as far as the weather is concerned, we have every kind of season here. I wonder whether you've experienced the same. What I want to talk about today is something that has been brought up by one of our little members of this little Watch World club that we're all members of here. Dalton, old Dalton Jr., yes indeed. And it's just a kind of throwaway comment that he made when he opened his latest purchase. And this is an ideal spot for me to do a wristwatch check. I'm wearing the Hulk today. And that really is thanks to Dalton, because Dalton has become the latest member of the Rolex Hulk Owners Club, as it were. He loves it, he thinks it's brilliant, and I had no doubt at all that he would when he mentioned that it was waiting for him at home. Now, what he was saying that's prompted this video, is that while he was kind of looking at it on camera, he said that the Hulk was going to be his summer watch. So the question is here, should we all have, firstly, only 4 watches? And that's because we'll have a seasonal watch. So we'll have a watch for spring, summer, autumn, or fall, if you're in America, and winter. And is that a reasonable way to actually put together a collection? Well, I suppose financially it is. It's a very sensible way to put together a collection, because just having 4 watches in your collection allows easy rotation. We're all aware that if you have 8, 10 watches in your collection, then sometimes it's very hard to give some of your beloved little pieces any wrist time whatsoever. So having 4 is a very good thing to do, because they're all going to get an equal or relatively equal amount of wrist time. It is also a very good idea, of course, financially, because dependent on your income, you have an upper spending limit on every watch that you buy. So you can potentially, if you're only buying 4 watches, you can always go up to your upper spending limit. So you're not going to be worried about any intermediate purchases, because there aren't going to be any. There's just going to be those 4. As far as styles are concerned, well, I suppose each season could be a different style of watch to make your life easier, which again could justify what route you take regarding what watch to buy. So, you know, you could have a sports watch, you could have a diver, you could have a dress watch if you wanted, if you like dress watches, a smart casual, and then even you know, a real beater if you wanted something like a G-Shock, for instance. If you do a lot of outdoor sports in the summer or outdoor sports in the winter, you could wear your G-Shock for that kind of thing. So there's another justification for having a seasonal watch. Where I see the problem coming along, and it's not a kind of major problem, it's something that we all struggle with, is the little voice that we get constantly saying, oh, I know you've seen this and I know you like it and you really should buy it. And it's kind of holding yourself back from that, from the actual shelling out of the money, buying more watches, which again is going to create the what should I wear now kind of scenario, because as you build up your collection, each watch gets a little bit less wrist time. So sticking to the 4 watches seems to be a more sensible route to take. So the question is, what would you actually have as your seasonal watches? Now, this is going to be very personal for everyone, of course, because the majority of us, and I know this is a generalization, but bear with me, most of us love our dive watches. Of course we do. Why wouldn't we? They're brilliant. They cover every possible situation. They even cover diving, if you would like to do that. And if you've got some of the slimmer dive watches, of course, they will even perhaps cover for a dress watch if you're going to a fancy party or an office outing or something like that. So most of us are going to go down that route, but should we? Well, no, because the 4-watch scenario will enable us to get experience perhaps of other genres of watches. So that might be a good thing to kind of open up our horizons of watch buying to enable us to sample other things. It's far too easy for us to go out and just buy yet another blue diver, yet another black diver, you know, another Tudor or another Rolex or another Omega or a Steinhardt. It's just too easy because that's what we do. Whereas if we decided we were going to have a seasonal watch scenario built into our lifestyle, then maybe the international watch community could actually come together and decide on maybe a combination of different watches for each season, and all of us could choose out of that combination a watch that we want to adopt for that particular season, as it were. Anybody who sells watches will tell you that any time between about the end of October to about February, the most common colour bought is white dial. And I don't know whether that's because people have got it in the head over the winter period. You're going to see snow, so they quite like a white dial to go with that, or a white dial looks a little bit more dressy if you're going out to Christmas and New Year parties and so on and so forth. But anybody who sells watches will tell you that in that quarter of the year, white dial is the big seller. So maybe that could be your winter watch. Your winter watch would have to be a white dial piece, perhaps. And then going into spring and summer, more colour could come in. So maybe it could be that spring and summer could be not just one watch, but perhaps those two parts of the year could be watches of colour. You know, so like Dalton has said, he will wear his Hulk as his summer watch. Nice colour, green. Lots and lots of things are green in summertime, of course. So maybe that's what spring and summer could be, variations of colour. And then autumn, of course, you could have, if you wanted to go down the colour route again, you know, your browns and your reds and that kind of thing. So let me know what your feelings are on this, and if you think it's a stupid suggestion, kind of blame me, but also blame Dalton for putting the idea in my head. Anyway, that's it for this one, people. I do hope that you had a lovely, lovely Easter. I had a fairly eventful Easter. As you know, went down to see my mum. She had no idea who I was. Well, she's my mum. What do you do? So that's it for this one. So all your answers, as always, to these questions that I pose down below. Queries, questions, suggestions for this kind of nonsense, down below as always. If this is your first time here and you're wondering, is it just watch stuff I do? No, it isn't. I do all sorts of stuff. Have a look in the back catalogue. I'm sure there'll be things there for you to have a look at. We're getting over 250 odd videos now, I think. So there's plenty of content out there. Even some of the early stuff is worth a look, even though the video quality isn't that good. And if you're liking what you're seeing and you've not already subscribed, click that button and subscribe, and hopefully I will be talking to you in the comments section. If you're liking it, give it a thumbs up, and if it is your first time here and you just want to try having a chat to me, drop a comment down below and I promise I'll get back to you. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.